Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Sacoz back at it with another video after a while, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. But in today's video, we're gonna be doing a Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 4. I believe we're in right now, Season 4, yes. Little header tutorial. This header is kind of simplistic, but I do really like the vibes, you know. So yeah, sorry this video has taken too long and it's not at the beginning of the season. I've been playing a lot of the new season. I kind of like it. You know, I'm having fun with it.
He's taller, he was wearing shoes, you were wearing socks.
Why? Why?
But yeah, overall, we're gonna do this header tutorial. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I do have to give a little words of something that why I've been gone. If you don't want to listen to that, then go ahead. There's gonna be a timestamp in the video right now. Skip to that, and there's gonna be the header tutorial. But if you do follow me from before, I would strongly appreciate that you stay and just listen to why I haven't been uploading videos. So yeah. If you were on my old Discord server, you may know that I quit YouTube. That like I say, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. But during that time, I found myself with absolutely nothing to do. You know, it's not like I was uploading videos, but I just low-key wanted to. You know, one day I just went to my old channel and realized, wow, those were happy times. So I just said, hey, why don't I give this another shot, you know? Even without uploading videos, my videos are still doing good. I'm like getting 1 or 2 subscribers every week, you know, or something like that. So I might as well start uploading again, because, you know, why not? But yeah, so I just realized this is what I like to do. I like making content. I like teaching other people stuff, you know. I might as well try it out. So yeah. This is what we're about to do, and let's get right into the video. Okay, so this header, this kind of style of header, the person I've seen doing it the most is this guy. He's a pretty talented designer. I really like him. His Twitter is gonna be in the description. You guys should totally follow him. He does stuff like this all the time, and this is why from this, like, you know, this was I can't talk. This was inspired by this, so yeah, you should follow him. He does a lot of dope work, like this, you know. He does this, and I really like his work because he's not like the basic Fortnite header. He kind of puts a little bit more idea into it, like this, with like the little, you know, blood, and like, you know, it's kind of cool. I like his work a lot. So I thought I might give it my shot at trying to, you know, do this kind of style of work. So we're just gonna get right to it. Okay, so first what you need to do is you need to put a solid color, just put it white, and then you're gonna add a gradient. This gradient is basically the color that you want on the back. So there's pretty you know, separate ones. I chose this one. You can go ahead, you know, if you want a purple one, you can pick a purple one. You can pick this, for example. Like, depends on the color of the skin you're going to wanna use, you know. You can use whichever. You can even use one of these, you know. Just pick a color that you like, and then that matches whatever skin you want to put on it. And yeah, just put it on. By the way, the header, the PSD of this header is going to be in the description below. If you do want to use it and change your skin and put your name on it, you will be able to. Once you have this down, I kind of just like to play around with it because it's not always, you know, the best. So what you want to do is select this and select your background layer and just Command E it. Once you Command E it, it's gonna be just one, and then just always make sure you have a white, just like a white color fill beneath it. So once you have this, just kind of move it around, you know. You can like do this, you know, it doesn't really matter, but just get it to a place that you like it. That kind of looks clean. And then once you got that, you're going to press B for your brush, right, and just kind of get like a little tone, like a little bright tone, whatever color you're using, make sure it's bright, and just paint it over there. You know, you don't want it to look like the exact gradient. You just want it to look messy. So once you have that, you can you know, play around with the opacity, the layer fills. But I'm just gonna keep it like that, normal, because I think it looks fine. And then you want to add another layer and make it a dark color. So if we're using blue, so maybe this tone of blue, and then put it in the other corner. Now with this one, you do want to put the opacity a little bit down. And yeah, we basically have this gives like a nice effect because you don't see like the lines, and you can't tell it's like just exact gradient. So once you put this, it kind of blends it all together. So once you have this, you're gonna want to group it, duplicate it with Command J, and then Command E, which will, you know, merge the whole thing together. Make sure it's a smart object. So right click, and then convert to smart object. And then you're gonna want to go to filter and then liquify. This is where like all the abstract stuff. My bad, I was checking if I was recording. All the abstract stuff go in. So make sure you select this and then duplicate it. Right there, right? So you go to filter, liquify, and you just play around with it, right? Basically what you're trying to do is to make it look as abstract as possible, because you don't want to you know, kind of change it around, you know, mess with it. And you don't want it to like make it look normal. You don't want it to look average, you know. So yeah, you just mess around with it until like it looks cool. The difference is gonna be minimum, right? So just play around with it, you know, kind of bring the colors in together. It doesn't matter the borders, just focus on getting it to somewhere you like, right? So I kind of like the little wave that this produces, so I'm gonna keep it like that. You can play around with the pressure, you can play around with the size, with the density. Just play around with it until it looks nice, right? It looks nice for you. Remember, when you're doing this technique of liquify, there's no right or wrong. It's just whatever looks clean and whatever comes out, that's the right thing. So just resize it, you know, to just fill in the gaps that you made. You can use you can just resize it without with shift, and there you go. You have a nice little abstract background that from here you can use on a whole different stuff. So every Fortnite header, right, has probably a skin on it, right? And as this is a season 4, we're gonna use the tier 100 skin, I'm pretty sure, or it's like it's not the tier 100 skin, but it's like the last skin in the battle pass. We're gonna use Tony Stark. Now you can either put it here, or in the middle. I kind of like it in the middle because I don't know, I just really like the effect in the middle. And then yeah, well, as you know, if you remember my old tutorials, I like to make the base of the design and then go into all the effects. So this is what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna put the skin there, and then we're gonna write the text, whatever your name is, right? I'm doing this for my friend, you know, he wants a header, but you know, I've always told him, hey, if a header's free, I'll put your name on it, whatever, because I don't really mind. But yeah, he's Matska. You can call him Matt. I really have trouble pronouncing your name. Don't worry if you do as well. This is your Twitter. You guys should definitely go follow him. He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah, it's gonna definitely replace this if he ends up getting it, right? So I made a layer style right here. This is the gradient. You can go in blue and basically just pick something that like contrast with the background, right? So this part of the background is pretty dark, right? So you find light colors, and then in the other one we're gonna find pretty light colors. So what we can do is change the gradient to a dark one. Is that how you spell competitive? Competitive? Yes, I guess. If I misspell it, I'm sorry, dude. A competitive Fortnite player. You kind of line it up right there. and then you change the gradient to something kind of darkish. So for example, you go to blue, you can pick this one for example, or like this, something that's kind of darker, and then just change the colors for it to match right there. So you have kind of a contrast between the background and the text, but it still kind of looks like one thing. Make sure it's aligned. You can just do it by eye. Boom, right there you have the text already. Now what you want to do here is work in the lighting, right? The lighting is like the most important part of these headers, because even if you just keep it like this doesn't look that great, right? But what we're gonna do with the character is gonna make it look great. So we're gonna make a new layer behind them, and the basic thing, we're gonna put a white light behind them just to glow. We're gonna put the opacity a little down, but we're just gonna put that, and then we're gonna choose a white, like a light blue, and then with a smaller brush just go around him and just glow him up, right? This is all behind him, so you just want like your attention to focus on him. By the way, I know I'm gonna have to change the skin, because he's definitely not gonna like this. He's like a little sweaty player. He's not gonna like a battle pass skin. But yeah, so this is what it should look like, right? Just kind of glow it around him to give him a little bit more attention, and then make a new layer, clip mask it using Alt and just holding it between, and then with a dark color, right? What you want to do is you just want to give him shadows. So in the basic spots, just give him shadows. You don't have to focus a lot on his gun, but just do that. And then you can either pick, just play around with these. I usually like overlay, and put the opacity a little down. So now he looks a little bit more realistic, right? He looks like a little bit more, you know, there's light, then there's shadows, then there's, you know, it looks a little bit, oh, my bad. It looks a little bit more realistic, right? So once you've done this, what you can do is you can add another one, and with the light blue again, and a big brush. By the way, you can do this by pressing Alt and then right click and just dragging it with a very light brush but very big at the same time. Just do this and this, right? And then you can do overlay and just put the opacity a little bit down. Oh, not a little bit, a lot down. And then just erase a little bit of the middle and like his face, and boom, it looks like it's mixed, right? It looks like it's mixed with the background, which is basically what you want in this kind of headers. You don't want anything to look out of the background. I usually like to put a color lookup of three strip look on the character only, because it makes him feel a little bit more alive. And then the last touch of lighting is to just highlight whatever it's special about him, right? So in this case is this thing, Iron Man's heart. So we're just gonna put a white brush and then just beep. You can play around with the settings. I actually don't like overlay. You like light in or something right there. So the heart is kind of, you know, popping out, you know, it's glowing. Then after this, you can play around with it, right? This is the point where your imagination, right, is just whatever matters at the moment, right? So I would recommend right now for you to go over, you know, like, let's see a little bit of his work. You can go over, you know, right? You can add like more lighting, or you can add like a background, right? Or like, yeah, so just play around with it, right? For example, here he added like a sun, I'm guessing, and then smokes, you know, letters, you know, just go around with it, and then you will eventually find something that you like, or something that matches your skin. But for now, we're just gonna add smokes and particles, which are like the basic things ever. So we're gonna go to smokes, smoke overlay on Google, boom, just find one you like. I like this one, copy image, paste it over everything, and then put it at screen right there. Just kind of put it there so it looks cool. and then put the opacity a little down. You can play around, you can add more smokes, you can add colored smokes. So for example, I don't know if I'm gonna find any. Blue colored smoke. Boom, right here. So this, for example, this might work. You can add this, put it to screen, and kind of like erase everything that isn't the smoke. Boom, like that. Kind of erase everything that isn't the smoke, and there you go. That's a pretty cool effect you can add. It all depends on you, as I said. So whatever you feel comfortable with, and whatever you want in your header, you can go ahead and modify it in the template. So we added that. We can also add particles. For example, these ones, but those are too low quality. This one, for example, same thing, screen, right there. Then now that's a little too much for me. So what I did is I went with the eraser tool and just kind of erase, lots of it. And don't make it look like too natural, just splash it all over the place like that. That kind of looks cool for me. It's over the competitive Fortnite player and over his name. So like that. Boom, just like that, you have a cool Fortnite header design that's not very convoluted. I learned that in my English class. That's not very, complicated, not very difficult to make. I would definitely recommend, if you're trying to get into design, stuff like this, could work for you to learn a little bit more about Photoshop, the liquifying tool, the gradients, the screen types, just find a way, right? Just find a way to make it yours uniquely. It's a pretty simple header, but I am gonna have the PSD in the description if you are so willing to do it. And yeah, remember, you can also play around with the color lookups, with the curves. You can play around with it like that. And then when you're done with these, what you can do is you can group everything. Command J, Command E. Make sure you select it all. Boom. Duplicate it, and then go filter and camera raw filter, or shift control A. And then after you do this, this will pop up, right? You can just play around with it. It's basically like Lightroom, if you've ever used anything like that. And in this header especially, you want to bring the highlights up and the shadows down. So the light colors will pop out and the darker ones won't. And then vibrance up, saturation down. I really love that effect. So either have saturation up and vibrance down, or vibrance up and saturation down. They pretty much complement each other, and it's good, unless you're going for like a really like that, it's good to have one up and then one down. And I also like to have a little bit of grain, so you can go in the effects tab and put a little bit of grain, and just play around with these if you like it. And you can put a little bit of a vignette right there. Boom, cool Fortnite header. Now with these, you can add a bunch of stuff, right? You can change the skin, maybe change the hue. So for example, if I didn't like this, I could go here, add a hue saturation layer and just completely change it to this, and then change the text and the skin, and the lighting, stuff like that. Just change it up, mix it up, be yourself, have fun, and remember, just stay creative. That's pretty much all you want to do. Just stay creative. I'm gonna leave everything here. This PSD is gonna be in the description, so if you do enjoy the header and want to change it up for yourself, go ahead, try it out. And that's been it for the tutorial. Thank you so much for staying. You can follow my Twitter at Sacoz Design. You can follow DZN. My Twitch is the same thing. You can check out my work at behance.net/Sacoz, and my work over at Instagram, also Sacoz DZN, pretty much Sacoz DZN at every social media. Thank you so much for staying by. thank you so much for the support. Hopefully, you know, people didn't forget about me too much. My little 250 subs didn't forget about me. And I really hope you enjoyed the content and stay creative. It's been Sacoz here, and I'm out. Peace.